ICS, we implement the IB Primary Years Program. The PYP is a curriculum framework in which we build our conceptual units of inquiry. Students have the opportunity to explore big ideas, collaborate with their teachers and peers, and take action on their learning. Come with us as we explore what the PYP looks like at ICS.
So if you were to enter into a classroom at ICS, you would see children constructing their own understanding, engaging in hands-on experiences, and socializing with one another, because we really value the social construction of knowledge. We believe in active engagement and active minds, and that really involves a classroom that's dynamic and fluid.
So when we think about dynamic and fluid, in the early years, that often looks like play. And a lot of people sometimes think that play is separate from learning, but it really isn't. In the early years, and really everywhere, play is a way of making sense of things. And play is what we, in the early years, talk about being the engine for learning. And that's something really important that a lot of people maybe don't always remember. They think it's separate, but it really is. It's a part of it. It's about being in the zone. It's about being sort of in flow and heavily engaged. And educators really come in and help facilitate that in really powerful ways.
So at ICS and the PYP, we understand that education is not just about academics. In fact, we want to focus on the whole child. We understand that we want our children to become productive world citizens. That means that they are good people, that they are caring, that they're knowledgeable, that they're open-minded and reflective. That's why we use the learner profile to guide and educate so that our children grow up to be good people, and are good people right now.
Another really important sort of aspect of that is what is the role of the educator? Because a lot of people think of educators as sort of being that person who holds the knowledge, the person who's the keeper of knowledge. And that doesn't mean they're not knowledgeable. They're very knowledgeable of the curriculum. They're very knowledgeable of those big important understandings that children need to learn throughout life. A lot of times those understandings come through questions from children, and educators will jump right on that and say, all right, I hear you talk about that. Let's unpack that. Let's really get into that. So the role of the educator can sometimes be the teacher kind of giving some important knowledge or questions, but it can also just be about coming alongside the child and say, hey, I'm wondering about what you're working on here. Tell me more about that. We'll document their ideas, their thoughts. So it's just more about sometimes, that's what we call it, maybe a facilitator, or somebody like a guide, where we might guide children to understandings versus just giving them all of